Caught on camera, an SUV smashes right into a store, shattering a window and shaking up workers. We're live there at 3. A suspected drunk driver spun out, going the wrong way on I-75. What the woman claims she drank that put other drivers in danger.
A bear enjoying life in the city, strolling across Fort Myers.
We seen it in the parking lot, and the police came and just chased it out of the parking lot.
Gulf Coast News is tracking where this bear could be on the move to.
I'll take a look. This is not the kind of neighbor you want to see roaming your streets. Wildlife officials are searching for this bear many of you have seen walking through Fort Myers. There have been multiple sightings over the past few days, with officials warning you to stay alert and stay away if you see it. New at 3, Mohammed Abdulkawi is covering the Gulf Coast live in Fort Myers with more on how officials are working to track this animal down.
Despite progress today, Iran war negotiations are still on thin ice. The issues threatening to derail peace talks. That's next at 3.
Plus, a woman nearly swept to her death. The terrifying seaside danger that experts say can strike without warning.
New at 3, a driver loses control on a curve and damages 5 cars.
This is at least the 6th time that this has happened to us.
What they want the county to do about this reckless driving.
Accused of running from the law.
I heard the cops boom, boom, down the street, so I knew something was going on.
Why a man ran from Cape Coral police and hid in the bushes.
Florida Fish and Wildlife says a panther kitten is making a recovery after it had to be rescued. FWC was monitoring the kitten back in March, but delayed intervening until there was no other option. The kitten was sick, and eventually its mother stopped coming back for it. Eventually, it was evacuated to the Naples Zoo. Since then, she has made a remarkable recovery and gained more than 15 pounds. President Trump's temporary pick to head national intelligence is taking some big swings at the agency's staff. The bipartisan reaction ahead in our next half hour.
Plus, it was a case that reshaped Florida voting law. But now the man accused of causing a gruesome accident is walking free. The major verdict out of Miami, next at 3. Well, welcome back to our America 250 series, where we explore some of the events, places, and people that helped shape American history. Now, today continues our exploration of the civil rights movement, where today we're hearing directly from one woman who is on the front lines of school integration.
After the landmark ruling in Brown versus the Board of Education struck down segregation in schools, racism in the South still prevented black kids from exercising their constitutional right to go to school. But on one fateful day in Arkansas, 9 children made the brave march to school, breaking down racial barriers. Lakira Banks spoke to the youngest member of the Little Rock Nine about her role in history.
2 teens shot playing with guns at a home with a baby inside.
I was very shocked by, I don't even know.
New at 3, a mother tells Gulf Coast News what happened.
Trying to steal from a store by slipping through the ceiling. We'll show you why there were some holes in this would-be burglar's plans. And lifeguards making a splash, returning to a Collier County beach for the first time in decades. We're there as they train to save your life. Straight ahead at 3.
All right, Jim, thank you. We have some breaking news here at 3 o'clock. Gulf Coast News is investigating after 2 people were injured in a shooting in Naples.
We just received the report which says this was an accidental shooting. This happened along Henderson Drive and Creek Circle near US 41. So you can see video of deputies and EMS swarming the area around 11 last night with crime scene tape up. We are covering the Gulf Coast live in Naples, where Isaiah Soto is speaking with neighbors about what may have happened here.
3 years, and I've never seen lifeguards out here.
Here on the Gulf Coast, we're used to not seeing lifeguards on our beaches, but after about 20 years, lifeguards are now coming back to Vanderbilt Beach. That's ahead of the 4th of July. Alexa Velez is covering the Gulf Coast in Naples, where she got a hands-on look at a training operation that was hosted today.
You have to endure a lot, for it to work. Because if we'd have gave up, it wouldn't have happened.
4 brave girls in the pursuit of racial equality. How the seemingly simple act of going to school helped change history right now in America 250. Well, welcome back to our America 250 series, a month-long exploration of some of the most pivotal moments in our nation's history. Today continues the exploration of the civil rights movement, today focusing on some of the children who helped fight for justice, facing down legal and societal racism in the pursuit of change.
You may be familiar with Ruby Bridges, the little girl who famously walked to school as one of the first black children to integrate in the 1960s. But on the same day, on the other side of New Orleans, 3 other girls also made that same brave march. Daryl Forges sat down with one of them, taking a walk through history more than 60 years later. And it's easy to think about this era of history as long gone, but it's important to remember just how recent it was. Back when desegregation orders were issued in 1970, Hendry County here on the Gulf Coast filed a legal challenge to keep segregation in place. That challenge was not formally dismissed until last year when the Department of Justice finally tossed it out. Remember to join us tomorrow at 3 for the next chapter in our America 250 series. And if you've enjoyed this series, you can check out all 31 episodes now streaming on our very local app.
News: Alligator Alcatraz shutting down. A year of controversy coming to an end.
Alligator Alcatraz fulfilled the role that it was designed to serve. Today it now has 0 detainees.
Gulf Coast News takes you inside the major effort to tear it down.
Gulf Coast News is on top of some major breaking news right now at 3. The controversial Alligator Alcatraz detention facility is officially shutting down.
Governor Ron DeSantis made the announcement at the facility located in the Everglades just a few hours ago. And as of today, he says all detainees have been moved out and work is happening to take down the tents and the equipment. So thank you. The shutdown comes as the state is still waiting on a multi-million-dollar reimbursement to pay for the facility. The estimated cost to run Alligator Alcatraz was more than $1 million per day. That's not including the cost to build it. The state asked for $600 million in reimbursement from FEMA, but that still has not come through.
And after the governor's announcement today, the mayor of Miami-Dade County said she plans to pursue the sale and permanent transfer of the county's portion of the facility to the National Park Service and other conservation partners. About half of the facility sits in Miami-Dade County, while the other half is in Collier. We'll keep you updated on what happens. New video shows the moments police say a man stole from a gas station in San Carlos Park yesterday morning. Leonardo Cruz Pena is facing charges for this alleged burglary at the Super America off Alico Road. Deputies used a drone to spot him hiding on the roof before he jumped off and ran into a nearby pond. Pena was pulled from the water and arrested.
And new at 3 in a Gulf Coast News investigation. This isn't the only burglary in San Carlos Park recently. 3 different businesses have been targeted, all within the span of just a few months, and the owners want to know why.
Take a look at this map. Burglars have hit these 3 stores in the past 2 months, with 2 of the break-ins happening just within the last week. Isaiah Soto is covering the Gulf Coast in San Carlos Park, where some business owners think some of these crimes may be connected.
Right now, 3:13, we're checking in with our Gulf Coast Alert Center, staying on top of those devastating back-to-back earthquakes that devastated Venezuela earlier today. We want to give you a look from the ground in Venezuela on INET 1 here, if we could take that full screen. That's a live look at the cleanup efforts that are ongoing right now. Nearly 200 people are confirmed dead, with around 1,000 injured as they continue to search for survivors. Michelle Franzen has more.
Rotisserie chickens ranked. Next at 3, we'll show you which ones could be a winner for your next chicken dinner.
See for yourself, that storm over Cape, which was quite heavy only about 15 minutes ago, is starting to break down, as is the rain in the Fort Myers area. But we're not finished with storms just yet here this afternoon. I can promise you that. Let's begin with a view of the Cape. We have our team of storm trackers out there. Yes, the one in Cape Coral. They're driving up 75 towards some heavy rain in parts of Charlotte County. You can see the dark skies off to the north there.
Fake bomb threat ties up officers again.
It doesn't feel great. It's a dangerous trend that is going around.
The latest swatting call on the Gulf Coast, and why officials say they're becoming such a problem.
Reckless driving in the pouring rain. The suspected drunk driver who put drivers in danger going way below the speed limit. And Venezuela devastated by deadly earthquakes. Now, Gulf Coast businesses are rallying to provide aid.
We're counting on neighbors, helping neighbors. Absolutely anything helps.
The local effort to save lives and how you can help. Straight ahead at 3.
E-bikes are a growing concern here on the Gulf Coast and in Florida as a whole. State lawmakers even passed a bill with new regulations, but Governor Ron DeSantis slapped a veto on it. Jalen Barron is covering the Gulf Coast and Cape Coral today with why he said a new law isn't needed.
New data from Lee County shows the number of deadly car accidents is down significantly this year. The numbers show there have been 23 crash deaths so far this year. That's a whopping 62% decrease when compared to the same time last year. The county is also reporting fewer serious injuries, down 37% over the past 5 years. And welcome back to our America 250 series. We are entering the final week of this month-long series. And for the past few days, we've been exploring one of the most pivotal times in American history. We're talking about the Civil Rights Movement.
All through this week, we have shown you the many major acts of protest that defined this era, from children integrating schools to marches in the streets. All of that struggle eventually led to a turning point. Washington, D.C., August 1963. Tens of thousands of people came together for the March on Washington, transforming the struggle for racial equality into a moral and political issue that the whole country could no longer ignore. John Cardinelli spoke with one of the last living men who planned the march about how it changed the entire movement.